Hello everyone, my name is Gillie and welcome to this yoga practice. Today we have a really fiery vinyasa for you, requested a while ago by my dear friend Julia when I was back in India in the Himalayas in May. It's now September, so I finally got round to it, but hopefully I'll be seeing her soon again in the south of India. So until then, let's work on the meridians of the heart, the small intestine, the triple heater and the pericardium. So running down the arms, a lot of chest opening and a lot of fire building in this practice. Don't worry too much. It'll be a little bit of a free flow, so go with the flow. Do what you can, enjoy it, be expressive, and let's get started with this practice. Okay, let's get right in there with some Surya Namaskar, some sun salutations. So finding the top of your mat, spreading the feet. You might have feet together, feet apart, whatever feels nicest for you. Growing the spine nice and tall, tailbone reaching down towards the ground. You can spread the palms if you like. Turning the thumbs outward, we're starting to work through those meridians in the arms. Getting a little bit of activation, growing the top of the head nice and tall, nice deep breaths. Let's take a breath in, we'll reach the arms overhead. And as we exhale, we'll fold forward, Uttanasana. Maybe bending the knees to start with. Inhaling, find your halfway lift, fingertips floor or shins. And exhale, right foot steps back. Breathing in to reach the arms over the head, sink the hips. And exhale, hands down, let's step back, downward facing dog. A couple of breaths here to pedal or move or shake. Inhaling into plank and exhaling, knees, chest, chin to the floor. Breathing in, nice gentle cobra to start, and exhaling, downward facing dog. Breathing in, step the right foot forward. Inhale, reach the arms, sink the hips, and exhale, stepping forward, back to forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Breathing in, arms overhead. Exhale, palms to the chest. Breathe in, let's reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Left foot this time, exhale, drop the hips. Breathe in, extend the front of the body. And exhale, downward dog. Plank pose, inhale. Knees, chest, chin, exhale. Cobra, inhaling. Downward dog, exhale. Left foot forward, inhale. Breathing in to expand and then stepping forward, folding, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Let's take another fold. All the way up to standing, lengthen. And palms to the chest. Breathing in, back bend this time, hips forward, chest opens. Exhale, fold. Halfway, breathing in. And then step or hop, both feet back, plank pose. Let's hold here for a moment. So navel pulling in, nice long body. Weight as much as we can into the fingertips, maybe a little rock backward and forward so we can start to activate movement in the wrists. Maybe even circles, pressing weight into every single fingertips, navel still drawing in. Let's push forward, option to lower the knees if you want to, and we'll lower halfway down, modified chaturanga. Let's keep the chest nice and open. Breathing in, we'll just drop the hips, a little bit of a halfway there between cobra and up dog so we can get a little bit deeper into the back, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward dog. Give the legs a pedal. And then lift the heels up really high. Let's press into the hands, lift the tailbone high, pull those ribs in and then sink the heels down. Looking forward, step or hop or float forward, top of the mat, breathing in, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. All the way up to standing, breathing in. And palms to the chest. And again, inhale, lifting, arching, opening. Exhaling to fold. Breathing in. And then breathing out, step or maybe hop, nice and safely back to plank. Push forward, maybe taking your full chaturanga, or the knees are there if you need to. Perhaps moving the feet, upward dog or cobra is just as good, see how you feel. And then lifting the hips, downward dog. Looking forward, bend the knees, let's hop. Landing nice and softly, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. All the way up to standing, breathing in, expand. And palms to the chest, one more the same, inhaling. Open the front of the body, and then lengthen the back of the legs. Breathing in, stepping or hopping, back to plank, and then your choice, chaturanga or modified. Inhaling into upward dog, and then as an option, back to chaturanga, back to high plank, and back to downward dog. You can do that every time we come through the vinyasa if you want to. Looking forward, bend the knees, let's hop. Halfway lift, inhale, and exhale, fold. All the way up to standing, breathing in, palms to the chest. Let's go ahead, bend the knees now, fingertips brush the floor. Lift the arms up, Utkatasana chair pose, tailbone nice and long. Breathing in here. Soften the shoulders and the face, and then exhale, fold. Shira Namaskar B, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or hop back, plank, finding chaturanga. Breathing in for your upward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts behind, let's keep the hips nice and square. And then we'll step forward, warrior one. So turn the back heel in, sweep the arms to the sky, inhale. Right hip stays pulled back, exhale, chaturanga. Nice and steady with the elbows. Inhaling for upward dog. And exhaling, downward dog. Turn the right heel in, step the left foot forward. Let's find Virabhadrasana, warrior one on the other side. And then hands come down, let's lower down, nice and gently and controlled, chaturanga. Upward dog, downward dog. 5 breaths, you can stay here, you can take child's pose. Let's keep that nice and much length in the spine, bending the knees if we need to. And then let's move from downward dog down to the knees and right down to the ground. A little bit of a stretch before we continue with the work, extending the right arm out to the side and just rolling onto the right side of the body. So we're opening the front of the pecs on the right side. You could bring the feet to the floor or just one, see what it feels like. Just take a moment here, feeling that stretch and opening in the front of the right shoulder. You might even take the left hand behind. And then we'll draw it back to center onto the tummy, bend the right knee, hold onto the ankle, and we're stretching the front of that right quad. So pelvis tilting down to create no space between the pelvis and the mat so we can get more of a stretch in the right thigh, right quadricep. You can rest the chin if you like to. 2 breaths here, quad stretch. Releasing that, we'll take the same stretch on the other side, left arm goes out. We roll over onto the side and find that stretch there. Nice and steady with the breath. And then we'll come back. Coming into that quad stretch on the left side, bend the left knee, pelvis tilts towards the floor. Feel the stretch in the front of the left thigh. Good, bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes. Let's see if we can lift in one straight line or try to avoid letting the hips drop. We'll find high plank pose, downward facing dog. Look forward, bend the knees. Let's hop it to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. All the way up to standing, breathing in. All the way straight back down again, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop it back to plank. Find chaturanga. Holding if you can and gently sliding into upward dog and then downward dog. The right leg lifts up to the sky. Let's bend the knee and open the hip this time. Get a nice stretch. You might even let that armpit drop so you can look underneath the right shoulder. And then see if you can straighten the arms and keep that right knee just as high. Then we'll swing forward into a lunge, high lunge. Both hands come up towards the sky. See if we can drop the hips, but keep that back thigh lifting, pelvis tilting, so we're getting more of a stretch through the psoas here. Now spinning the pinky fingers inward so we can stretch the outer arms. And then bend the right elbow, hold on to the elbow or reach behind and come into your Gomukhasana, cow face arms. See if we can drop the hips and lift the chest into a back bend. Nice and steady breathing. We'll release the arms out to the sides, open the chest, maybe dropping the gaze back, and then bring the palms to the center of the chest as you shift the weight forward into the right foot, and we'll slowly lift up into our variation of Warrior Three. Both hips nice and square. Yeah, we'll slowly drop back down into our lunge, inhaling arms overhead, and exhale, hands come down. Let's step it back to plank. Breathing in, push forward and chaturanga, exhale. Inhaling, upward dog, and exhaling, downward dog. Left leg this time, bend the knee, open the hip, look under the left shoulder, maybe stretch that right armpit towards the floor. See if you can keep that left knee high, but then square the shoulders. And then we'll step forward into a lunge on this side. Both hands sweep to the sky, pinky fingers rolling in as we drop the hips and lift the chest. Try and keep that back knee nice and straight. And we'll go for that stretch on the other side. So reaching for the left elbow or maybe coming into your bind. See what feels nice. Dropping the hips, lifting and reaching. Breathing in, we'll release. We'll open the arms nice and wide and then palms to the center of the chest, shifting forward, finding our Warrior Three variation on the other side. Kick that back through that back leg, lengthen through the spine. Slowly landing back, reaching the arms overhead. Hands come down, let's step it back into plank. Take a breath in, push forward on the toes. Chaturanga. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. 5 breaths again here, or child's pose. Lengthen the spine, calm the breath. And from downward dog this time, left leg goes up to the sky. You can bend the knee if you'd like to, see what feels nice, and then we'll take a big step forward, dropping the back heel down, opening up into Warrior Two. So front heel in line with the middle of the back foot, drop the hips and lengthen through the upper body. Try and equalize the center of the body over the hips so we're not leaning too far forward, too far back. And then we'll bring elbow to knee, stretching up, side angle, Parsvakonasana. Open the right side of the body. Reverse it. Stretch the left side of the body. And then as you float forward, you can move that back foot a little closer if you like, or just find a little bit of lift and lengthen, finding your half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Try and open the chest to the side of the space. Kick out through that back foot for stability. Here's just an option if you'd like to, reaching back to grab the back foot and opening up the front of the body, almost in a half bow. If you prefer to stay here, stay here. Yeah, if you're going for that reach, enjoy that stretch, opening the front of the body, and then we'll slowly return to half moon. And slowly with control, we'll find our way back into Warrior Two. Let's reverse it, inhale. And as you exhale, windmill back down to plank. Take a breath in, push forward on the toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathing in, upward dog. And breathing out, downward dog. Let's take that straight into the other side, lift the right leg, bend the knee, feel any stretch that works for you, and then we'll step forward, Virabhadrasana 2. Back heel drops in, we'll sink the hips. Find your position. Tailbone nice and long, hips nice and level, we'll come into side angle. So elbow to knee, maybe not resting too much weight on that knee, but getting a nice stretch and open. Then we'll take our reverse, stretch the right side of the body. And then floating into our Ardha Chandrasana with control. Nice, half moon Ardha Chandrasana. See if we can open the chest towards the side of the space. And again, if you'd like to go for that foot grab, maybe holding onto the ankle, extending through that supporting leg, and then kicking back to get that nice amount of length and opening front of the body. See if you can find it through the arms. We'll slowly release if we did go for that grab, and with control, landing nice and steadily back into our Warrior Two. We'll reverse it one more time, inhale. And as we exhale, hands down, let's find plank again, and into your chaturanga. Breathing in for upward dog. Breathing out for downward dog. Let's take a few breaths here. from here, a little more work. Let's take the left leg up to the sky again, bend the knee, open the hip. And then start to take the weight into the right hand and lift it out of the left hand. We'll bring the toes almost to the floor. Holding here, just teasing into that wild thing. Eventually the toes land, we'll lift the hips up and extend. We'll bring it back down again, keep that left leg off the floor. As you post it through to the other side, it might hit the floor, or you might keep it lifted. Extend the right hand to the sky, fall in triangle variation. Let's take a few rotations of that. So right hand comes up, down. We'll lift up and over, and with control, we land into wild thing. And then we bring it all the way back through again. So it's a bit of a free movement here, pivoting on that back foot and using all those muscles in the core. Strong arms to find that rotation. Again, with control, we land, reach, and expand the front of the body. And then one more time, we'll bring it back through. See if we can keep it lifted, extend. Let's bring the hands down. We'll come back into our plank, breathing in, push forward on the toes. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Yeah, right leg lifts up, bend the knee, open the hip. Pivot on the back foot, lift the right hand, let's almost touch the floor, and then find it and stretch. We'll bring it through the other side. Just like on the other side, see if you can find that length and strength. A couple of rotations on this side as well, so with control. Lengthen and reach. Bring it all the way back around. Find your way through like you're floating. Twice more. Up, over, and expand the chest. Back to the middle. Through to the other side. Keep those hips lifting. One more time. Up and over. Back and through. We'll come back to plank. Good work. If you're working as hard as I am, push forward on the toes. Chaturanga. Breathing in for upward dog, breathing out for downward dog. When you're ready, we'll look forward and lower both elbows at the same time, nice and slow and steady, down to the ground. Press into the fingers and let's lift them up again. So just coming in and out of dolphin pose, squeezing and lowering, and then pressing and lifting. This time we'll squeeze and lower and we'll walk the feet in a little bit higher. And then tip of the nose onto the floor between the thumbs and back again. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Finding your dolphin pose, getting comfy here. Let's take the right leg up to the sky. And we'll come onto the left fingertips. This might be enough. We'll see if we can reach behind, hold the foot and extend. And then we can release, change side, just a little moment to play. Lifting up, come to the fingertips. See if we can either tap, it's hard to balance. Tap, touch or reach, and release. Back into your dolphin pose. Let's squeeze into the fingers, straighten the arms, back into downward dog. Plank pose, chaturanga. Breathing in for upward dog, breathing out for downward dog, moving to an inhale, finding chaturanga, breathing in for upward dog, and then exhale, dropping down onto the tummy, bending the right knee. Let's grab hold of the ankle, extend the left arm forward, so just a half locust, half bow here. Kicking the right foot back, lift the chest, and then we'll extend and lift the left arm and left leg as well. Breathing in, lifting, and exhale, lowering down. Changing sides, extend the right side, bend the left side, kick and lift. Inhale, and exhale. Change sides, hold on, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. The last one here, inhale. And as you exhale, reach behind for both feet, full bow pose. Moving with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now I'm just going to keep moving with this. If you're holding onto the outside of the feet, that's fine. I just want you to switch it over. So whichever one you've been holding onto, just changed. So I'm just going to flip the palms to face in, hold on to the inside of the feet and do the same action. So I'm just switching through the meridians in the fronts and the backs of the arms. Those heart meridians, stoking that fire. Inhale, lift, and exhale, release. Breathing in, and breathing out. Straighten the legs, inhale, hands over the shoulders, tuck the toes again. Back into our high plank. Let's try and lift the hips at the same time. Downward dog. Moving into our standing balances from here. Right leg lifts up. Step it forward, warrior one. Square the hips, sweep the arms, relax the shoulders. Now taking the weight forward into the right foot, so we can float the back leg, hold onto the ankle, and bring the hand up towards the sky, thighs together. Focusing on a little more of a stretch through the front of that left shoulder, start to kick your left foot back and feel that opening across the shoulder without letting the body twist. So everything's squared towards the front. Doesn't have to look incredible, it's about what it feels in the front of the body. Nice and strong with that standing foot, so big toe ball mound, big toe pressing down into the standing leg to keep your balance. And expand the chest. Here is an option, right fingertips finding the floor, so we can extend that knee up towards the sky, a little more of a stretch. Let's drop that back foot down towards the floor, dropping the hips into a lunge, inhaling, open the front of the body, and exhale, plank. Breathing in, push forward. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Left leg lifts up this time. Big step forward, warrior one. Square the hips, relax the shoulders. Taking the weight forward. Ready for our dancer pose on the other side. Hips and thighs square. Chest lifting and expanding, kick back through the right foot and feel that opening across the side of the chest without letting that shoulder roll to the side. Find your expression, your expansion. Feel it opening in the front of the body. Grow and expand. Come in for that option, fingertips to the floor as you lift that back knee towards the sky. And then dropping that back foot down, drop the hips, lift the chest, inhale. Plank pose on your exhale. Inhale, push forward, find length, tummy balls in, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. 5 breaths here or child's pose, you choose. A little bit of an option for inversion now, so we'll look forward and drop the elbows again, right back down towards the ground. Now if inversion or scorpion or Pinchamayurasana is not in your practice, just hang here, maybe try some hops. So just hopping, one leg straight, just coming to the tiptoes, or maybe just trying leg lifts, holding here, it's a lot of work. Or I'll just give you a moment if you want to have a little play and a balance. Try both legs, and you try one leg. See what feels good for you. If you come down, take a rest, have another go. Maybe just holding your dolphin pose, or even just holding your dolphin plank is enough. You could return to those dips that we were working on earlier. So just have a little go and a play here. And you need to, you can rest in child's pose, but take your time. When you've finished having a play, you can join me in child's pose, just a moment of recovery. And then eventually we'll roll over onto our backs and lie down on the mat. Almost there, just a couple of back bends left. So walking the feet close towards the hips, roll the shoulders under. Let's lift up into bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. You can interlace the hands underneath you, walk the shoulder blades together, press into the heels, keep the thighs nice and neutral. Keep lifting those hips, expanding the front of the body. See if you can press the backs of the arms down into the ground. 2 more nice deep breaths. And then release the hands, move the shoulders out the way and roll down the spine. Knees can rock side to side. So 2 more rounds of that. You can either repeat bridge again or maybe coming into wheel pose. So in your own time, take 2 rounds with me, or hit pause and stay a little bit longer. Otherwise, walking the heels nice and close, you can repeat the same thing again, bridge, or take the hands behind the head, fingertips pointing back towards the feet. Maybe pausing for a moment with the top of the head on the floor, or lifting all the way up into wheel. See if we can keep the arms nice and straight, the breath nice and steady. 2 breaths, bridge or wheel. And then we'll slowly, with control, land on the floor and take any release that feels nice. Ready for last round, you could go back to bridge or you can repeat wheel. If you're Julia, who this practice is for, I know you're probably going to be practicing your TikToks now. Drop back, kick over, have a little play. Hit pause, knock yourself out, send me a picture. Otherwise, last round, back bend, bridge or wheel, or whatever you fancy today. Taking your own time, finding your own expression. Steady breathing. Yeah, play with your own variations and in your own time. Safely releasing. Knees side to side. If it feels good, indulging in a little spinal twist. Evening both sides nicely. So it's just a little brief practice for the morning to get things moving and stimulate those meridians of the heart, the fire sign. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. You can press down onto the tops of the thighs as you lift your shoulder blades higher to lengthen the spine. Just taking a moment here, palms facing up. Take this moment to move through any final stretch that you feel you need. Otherwise, eventually just finding a moment of Shavasana. Especially with all these back bends, a lot of stimulating postures, just nice to take a moment here to let the body absorb that practice. Where are the sensations? Where is the heat? Where is the energy? Where are the shifts from the beginning to now? Let's take a few moments to just focus on the breath, examine and absorb that. Gently bring the focus back to the breath and just deepen it or increase the awareness in the body by moving head or fingers and toes, nice and gentle. Deepen those movements just as they come naturally, stretching where it feels good to stretch or relaxing where it feels good to relax, perhaps just finding a side to roll onto. Eventually we'll press into the hands and just find our way back into a seated position just so we can close the practice. Hope you enjoyed that brief little fiery practice, opening up the meridians of the fire sign and the heart. Do check back in for my next video, send requests. please hit subscribe and please share with your friends if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you. Namaste.